Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the IBB AMGN REGN and Gilead. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like these videos, go to my website, sign up, it's free, or click down here in the lower right hand corner and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alright, let's get into the daily chart of the IBB. 0.61% up. $1.98 or 96 green on the day. We did have a little over 1 million shares traded, so it wasn't too bad of a day. But guys, this thing just keeps grinding up. So we had a great bullish pattern here. Pop goes the weasel. Remember, this is going to help the NASDAQ go up. So it was like all of a sudden, out of the blue, these things start to fly. Comes back in, shakes everybody out, thinking, oh gosh, let's just take the profits. Goes right back to the all-time high, not the all-time high, but 52-week high, and it closes above this high pivot right at 324.88. So that's a bullish close, but I want to see more follow-through, guys. If you go back in the charts, though, we do have a gap fill here. I'm going to put some numbers in here, guys, so write these down. Right there at 327.17, you have a gap window right at 331.87. Another gap fill roughly around 338.32. And then the double top here right around 343.60, which will be a big area, as well as the 618 retrace. So I want to see some more volume come into this one. Earnings are coming up, so this can help drive it up or down. It's a 50-50 shot with earnings, guys, going into these AMGN, REGN, and Gilead. The IBB is more of the index, so it's not going to really matter. But let's go back to the weekly chart, though, guys. This is what I want to talk about. We're going to talk about the bullish case and the bearish case. So here's those lines. Here's the gaps. Here's the numbers. So write those down if you're long. If we do get to this high pivot right around 343.60, then we're going to see if we could push through. This is one of the indexes, guys, or an ETF that is still not at the all-time high. So this is the, this will get the best bang for the bucks. Figure if it goes to the all-time high, it's a $75 drive up. Why try with the SPY or the IWM or the Qs or the DIA? Oil 2's beat down, so that's one they could possibly run as well, but Grandma does not need higher oil prices on that one. So this is one of the only ones left, guys, where we can bring it to the all-time high and get those Qs rallying and etc., etc. So, but watch out for gaps. Watch out for the window. Big area around 338 to 343 if you're bullish. And then if it makes it through there, you got the 750, 360, high pivot, breakdown bar, nice retrace. So that will be the next area right here around 366.46 if it continues higher. Great stance, bullish, above the MAs, nice big green bar, nice retrace, comes right back in. Weekly chart, guys, I want to see it close in this area above 330, 331.87, this line here, and then possible higher prices up here. This thing just clicks over and comes right back in. Then you're looking at, support levels from the Fibonacci's here. Let's take these out. Let's take this short-term fib out. And then let's put a new one. So this is the weekly chart now, guys. So we're going to put a retrace from this low pivot to this high pivot. And that's some more support levels as it comes down if it just clicks over and goes in. So what we're looking for on Friday, a close above this high, a little bit of follow through, and a little more volume. And we'll have to see what earnings dates these other three are on, and that could help this one go up and down. And there's other bios up there, so keep an eye on those. If those have strong earnings, these things can this one, the IBB, can possibly run. But again, if it pulls over and clicks back in, still above the MA, still a strong stance, but you want to stay above, I want to say 300, 299. You want to stay above this area, and especially above the 293.87 or this big green bar. If it starts slipping below that and earnings are coming in not so good, watch out for that. We get below this area here, this low pivot, look out below, guys. We will be going down to 246 or so really, really quick. And guess what? November lows, guys. Trump trade. A lot of these stocks are going to go right there. But overall, guys, strong. They're hyping this one up. Again, this is the last one they need to run. CNBC, all I'm seeing on there is biotech's ready to run, because it's not at all-time highs. That's what everyone's looking at. So mutual fund managers, hedge fund guys, whoa, man, wow, this is $75 off, so let's get into the IBB. Maybe this will, launch it up. And remember, this will help the NASDAQ get to all-time highs too. So keep an eye on the IBB, keep an eye on the bios. Let's see where this thing can go. But we are into some resistance here, and big resistance around the 338 to 343 area. So watch for that. All right, so let's get into AMGN. Earnings, I'm not really sure, but we're right back to double top again. This is going to be big resistance right around the 184.21 area. So right now we're watching for that. Great retrace. Let's stick a fib from this level to that. I'm going to guess the 5.0 or the 618. Yep, right into the 618. We held the 20 MA straight up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. Earnings got to be coming up on this one, so watch for that. If we could get above 184, most likely 190, 195, 200 on this one. But again, no pattern yet. Let's see if we go sideways. This is the bigger time frame, so looking okay. You're still above the MA, still in the strong stance, but watch for this double. You had a big breakdown bar here, guys. A lot of people were buying up here, where if this comes at 185, 186, the people who bought here will take a break even, maybe a little bit of profit, get the hell out. This thing could possibly fall from there, so that's what you have to watch. Pretty much like this one here. Falls, everyone's buying here, falls, goes straight up. You get a little bit more on this one. People are like, you know what, 177, 185, I'm getting the hell out of here. I waited on this one for a couple months, went right back up. I'm getting out. I'm going to put it into something else. Comes back in, right back up. Great trading vehicle, guys, up and down, up and down. Just got to find the good levels where this thing can pull back. And you had good resistance here, and you have double top resistance up in here too. So watch for that area. This is the weekly, so let's go to the daily, a little more short term. Great bullish pattern, pops up. Look, you got a gap fill right there, filled the gap. That's where it's having trouble. So next area here will be 184, 185, and then like I said, 190, 195. Again, earnings, guys, this thing could fly 400 points or it could drop 100 points. We'll have to see how it goes. But if you are long from down in this area, 152, just tighten the stops. Don't turn a great trade into a bad trade going into earnings and this thing drops to 140 and everyone's like, wow, what the heck just happened to this thing? Good bullish pattern, nice pop, starting to get a little long in the tooth here. Again, filled the gap 2 days ago. Starting to hold a little bit, but doesn't mean, again, 50-50 shot with earnings. This thing can pop up and start ripping through. Good stance, bullish above the MAs. Nothing wrong, guys, but again, it's a bio. I don't know what it's going to do. I'm just showing you the charts, filling the gap, showing you resistance, where this one can possibly go. And again, the IBB, guys, the last one to rally. Let's get it going. And USO, I don't think it's going to rally, again, because of grandma. So, all right, REGN. Regenerin, same thing. Straight up, comes off a bullish pattern, a little bit of a retrace, comes back into this little area of support. Boom, straight up, 1, 2, 3, 4 days up. Comes right back in. Nice little retrace. Remember, we filled the gap on the AMGN. This one we're just coming back to double top in this high little pivot here, and this is a slight little topping tail there. Will it hold? I don't know. Strong stance above the MAs, nice retrace. Just protect the trade, guys, especially if you're in this one from 361 and you're at 515. What a run up, guys. Just tighten those stops, take some profits, guys. And you don't have to take the whole thing off the table going into earnings, but just protect the trade. Heck of a trade from those lower levels. I mean, this was great bearish action, guys. Up, down, up, down, up, down in a pretty good channel. And finally, we broke up. Now, this is what we're running into, guys. This is a weekly. Look, we filled the gap there, right at 542.47. We came back down off the gap fill. We held this big area at 488.74, and now we're slowly bouncing up again. This one has room to run, though, guys. I have to admit that. Let's stick a trend line up here, though. I want to see where this gets connected. I just want to see, wow, look at that. Damn. So you even had that there too as well. Not that I'm not gonna draw it in there some. Wow. So that's a big line too. It's not the symmetry sucks, but right back into that area. 750 retrace, gap fill up in here. This thing needs to consolidate and pop. Now they're probably gonna hold it for earnings again. 50-50 shot, guys. If you're in this thing from down here, 327, 350, you're at 525, man, just protect it. You don't want this thing to come down $200 on earnings. I honestly don't know, but with the bios and what they're doing with the drug companies, I wouldn't doubt this thing flies up in the double top, and then you take profits. But just protect these trades, guys. You don't want to turn a good trade into a turd, period. Big resistance up in this area, but if we could get above the trend line, above the 750 retrace, then I think we can get back up into the 593, maybe $600 area on Regenerin. So just tighten those stops up. Don't let this one come in on you. Again, above the MAs, a little bit stretched, so beware of that, but everything's okay. Let's see what we go into when we have earnings on this one. And then Gilead. A lot of people have been sending me emails about this one. We were doing some videos here and there, but check this out, guys. Right here, pivot, You had it where it broke out, came in, broke out, came in, finally broke out, retraced to that level, and then broke out. 63.86 is your line in the sand. It did hold it. It was slightly going bearish, though. I don't know if they had news or something maybe right here, but now we're above the MAs, doing okay, breaking this downward trend. But again, I want to see more follow through. I want to see bigger volume. I don't even know. I don't know. Oh yeah, I think they had something with a buyout or something, so that's why this one's popping up. They had to get it off this 63.86 area, guys, as this thing was actually setting up the breakdown, possibly retesting this 56 area, and then this low pivot around 46, well, 47.14 or so. This is the weekly, the bigger time frame. So they got it off that area with some news, of course. I don't know exactly what it was, but right now, not bad. Need some more follow through. If we close up here on a weekly basis, then we would confirm above the MAs, and then possibly 87 bucks will be the target up in here. You have some pivots, stuff like that, but right now, nothing wrong. Let's see what pattern develops. I mean, honestly, just click over and go right back down to this low, but this low pivot held, which is amazing. We did have that trend line in there for a while, telling everybody, hey, double bottom here. You had some pivots right there. That's going to be a big area of support, so watch that if you're short, or watch that if you're looking to go long. They held it there, though, for weeks, guys, making people think about their position. Then finally the pop. Let's go to the daily, which is the shorter time frame, and you can see the move. So yeah, I think they had news right in here on this one. See how it hit the 200 MA, stalled out here, pulled back, lot of resistance, as well as this high pivot here. Almost a gap fill up in there, never made it, but came right back, slingshot up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days with the NASDAQ rally. This was a pivot high and a gap fill in here. Let me stick that line. So that was a gap fill. We did get over that. Let's see if there's anything else going back. So on the weekly, you can't really see this stuff here. Look at that, guys. Gap fill right here. I would have to look if it's a real gap. It might have been filled, but 73.80 was the gap fill, and look where we closed today, 73.76, so a little bit below it. So we have some big areas coming up, guys. If you are bullish, you got to keep this thing going into earnings. Daily chart's okay above all the MAs. A little bit of news, a little bit of action coming in here, so it's a little bit like a snake going up, but little long in the tooth, guys. Again, if you took this trade down here from the trend line or the low pivot, 64, 65 bucks, you got almost a $7-8 trade. Pull some off. If it goes higher, pull some off, and then maybe let a quarter position run going into earnings or something like that. So, you know, for us at StockBookie, these are short-term trades. If we were in at 64, we would have been done right here at 70. Take the $6 and say thank you very much. See you next time. But it did fill the gap. It's holding up. Let's see what happens going into earnings. Again, I don't know when earnings are. They got to be coming up in the next month or so on these. Watch for that. The IBB still at the, not at the lows, but it still has a little more room to run. But if the IBB fails, guys, look out below, because this thing will be on. I'm looking more at the monthly on this one. Monthly is really ugly, guys. You got to get above this area right here. You got to get above 330.94, which we're really close. If we could get above there and confirm on a monthly basis, which we still need. Gosh, and if we could close above it on July, then we need some follow-through on August, then maybe higher prices, 366. But again, this is one of the indexes where it ran, pulled back. Now they can has a little bit of room to run to double top and get everybody excited. So just turn off the hype, guys. Turn off CNBC, because if this thing doesn't go, it's going to click over. We get below these moving averages down here. I still think this thing can be $200 stock, and honestly, at the end of the day, right in here, gap fill around 175. If the markets pull back, we need that as well. It will be a market trade. All right, guys, but thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Again, if you like these videos, go to my website, sign up, click down here, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And again, thanks for stopping by. Really do appreciate it. God bless. See you on the charts.